Alright, let's begin the operation here. This is another OFCRA match. Let me quickly tab out. I think I was looking at 119 players. It's jumped up to 121 tonight, so just shy of a full house in Friday Night Fights. But 121 players. Let's see how that goes for tonight. It's going to be a second round in the same campaign style as the mission we saw 2 weeks ago between Mozambique Irregulars and a French-themed defense force meant to stylize. Let me go ahead and tab out here to look at the theme. Yep, French Armed Forces versus Mozambique Irregulars. So more desert-based fighting, but this one's going to be in the top left part of Anazé, which is more oriented around villages and some more green areas, roaming hills. Things are a little bit closer. Things can get a bit more CQC. But we're also... what the significance of that location is compared to that, but I mean, this is the middle of nowhere. I think that's just a debug marker. But we also have the French forces on the airfield that'll be moving in, and quite a few different objectives. And I just got poked with something. Oh, it's Ilbanet giving me some advice for how their view distance script works. All right, cool. But otherwise, we have 3 different objectives today. Let me go ahead and tab out and read them off to you. So, there is a general capture the village objective, neutral 1. So whoever has more players in this zone, as long as they are in that zone by the end of the game, 90-minute game total, they get 3 points. Now, BLUFOR is trying to keep some trucks safe. There are 3 trucks. I believe it is worth 1 point per truck. And that's going to start probably around this ambush site here. If BLUFOR can keep those alive, then BLUFOR gains 3 points. If OPFOR is able to destroy them, they gain 3 points. I believe they're going to be stuck at the ambush site. Now, third objective is to get a bomber to a certain location. For OPFOR, that location is up there. For BLUFOR, that location is in this local base here. And then, instead of a supremacy bonus, they have a survival bonus. If you are able to maintain at least 8 players on your side in an alive status, aka if 8 of your players survive till the end of the round, you gain 2 points. The bomber's worth 2 points. The trucks are worth 1 point each for 3 points total, and the village is worth 3 points as well. So that's a bit of an interesting turnaround here. I've never seen a survival bonus. Usually it's always a supremacy bonus, but we'll see if that makes any of the leadership change their styles on how they're going to command here. Right off the bat, it does feel like there's a bit of a BLUFOR number advantage going in, which I think kind of falters a little towards the bottom. We start seeing more OPFOR play out, but that top, I mean, these bigger chunks of BLUFOR, I feel like it's just slightly on BLUFOR's side. Looking over, I've got... Actually, it's impossible for me to tell because so many other people are in various different groups here, but this should be interesting. Gonna give another head count real quick here. Have we bumped up from 121? Yep, we're up to 122. So this is pretty much like Friday Night Fights level in terms of the amount of operations. I'm also gonna have my T-FAR plugging on, so you're gonna hear everyone. So I was told if I go to escape, yep, so we have the view distance stuff here, and then a way to fix the uniform bug. Ooh. I might actually have to message someone about that, because I know Jester814 has been looking for a fix for that for a while, so I'll see if I can pass that to him. But otherwise, here is the OPFOR faction here. They're spawning in one single place. We've got quite a few people around here, but let's go ahead and look at their assets. We have an MTLB in play too, actually. Some BTR-40s, some motorcycles, some HMG techie, actually no, technically gun cars. One with the PKT on the shotgun seat, one that doesn't. We have, wow, they've attached a 50 cal and an Igla chair to the top of those two trucks. We have another MTLB. We have a tank.
Is that free? No, I don't know where he is.
Awesome. And then another M2 car. And then I think I already mentioned that one M2 car. So 4 M2 cars, 2 techie trucks, 3 MTLBs, and a tank. And then some transport in various areas. These guys, if they have the similar weaponry we saw last time, we see Iglas, RPGs, people flying around. Some RSGHs, or RSHGs, excuse me. Those are the thermobaric RPG-26s meant to take out groups of infantry or buildings. Really deadly against campers. I see some RPG-75, some other single-shot disposable AT. And we have otherwise some PKM, some RPKs with PSO scopes. Interesting. Some Grenadier rifles, some regular AKMs, possibly even AK-47s based off the age of the woodwork there. What does this guy have? That's, I actually don't know the designation of that sniper rifle, but that does appear to be either a marksman or sniper rifle. Might be more on the sniper side, though. That's Lee Enfield with a scope. That's definitely a marksman rifle. Sniper rifles are bigger with bigger calibers, but the previous one, I guess that might have been like 338 or something. But it is absolute chaos over here. Otherwise, yeah, pretty much insurgent-esque style. We got some PSO scopes over here as well. But looking over on their side, we've got Flip for Flap commanding, Rizbo as the 2IC, Royd, Andy, and Will in a group, quite possibly a tank crew. Since there's only 3 of them in that group, we got Vexen leading Oscar team with Despo, Skipu, and Urizato. PHK leading Papa with Jonathan, Azanor, Murdy, and Rick Hunter. Dymus leading Quebec with Polish Pepe. Are you try hard? Interesting. Nico, Mariny Pappas. Not even gonna try to that one. I'm so sorry. Suchaldiski, Kaltuki, and Kaznari. We've got Mr. White leading Romeo group with Fleesh, Zartek, Manshot, Head Honcho for OFCRA, and Tackle. Sierra being led by Mr. Dave with Bob Winchester, Sky Online, Nubas, Garrett, Hawk, and Fact of the House Logic. Barrows leading Tango with Ezio. Roland and Pogo Pogo might actually be the leader because he has the leadership icon there. Bluck leading Uniform with Parthius, Fury Gamer, and Shay. NASA leading Rigel and Ash. Another 3-man team. I think the 3-man teams either mean they're like, you know, the techie crews with the 3-man. They might be the 3-man team for the Vix, or they might be the tank crew. We've got Ivno leading Gaiden, Bicycle, Man, Shoot, Kerrigan with Popsy leading X-Ray with Kropa, Bartek, Frontier, Bialy, Liziak, and Lama. So apparently if I just go to lawn view, that fixes it. Awesome. I love it. But that is otherwise the main force there. Let's go ahead and look over at the BLUFOR teams.
Like not gunner.
We've got FAMASs with FN mags. I'd imagine we're going to see some mini-me's too. They've got that guided missile system they were using last mission, some AT-4s as well. Or at least the equivalent for light anti-tank single-shot disposable weaponry. Some 416s with some magnified optics there. That's a 3x magnifier. There's one of the mini-me's, more of the FAMASs here. And a lawn barrel FAMAS with, I think, an aim point right there. No, that's a cosmetic bayonet. We have another group already going over there, probably with the same weaponry. This is the ambush site here, so I think these are the 3 trucks. You do have some defensive vehicles around. Looks like their simulation's disabled because they're turned over. I'm not sure what's usable here and what is not. I know if that's firing like this, it means the simulation's disabled, but it might be re-enabled in a second. We'll have to see. And then some of these Vics are partially damaged, so we'll just have to see what they're able to salvage from that group. Otherwise, looking over at the other half of BLUFOR here, we have definitely an air assault force. They've got it Chinook, and they have an attack helicopter with 2 AGMs, 2 rocket pods, and a gun. Oh, attack helicopter PvP, but it's not neutered. I'm going to look back at this to see if it has its simulation re-enabled and it has a script to change part of its pylons, because it might have simulation disabled to prevent people from jumping in. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. Oh, God, I hope those pylons stick. That's going to be amazing. Otherwise, we have some MP5s for the pilot crew here. Otherwise, similar weaponry here. We also have some, looks like U.S. for some sort of commando force here. Not going to say U.S. We got some 416s. We have, oh my God, the anti-material rifle from Fallout New Vegas. Awesome. That's what someone called it, and I'm going to keep calling it that. But 249s, M79s. Someone's dying over there.
All right there.
You got this guy on his radio, not knowing what's going on. I love it.
He's a new variant for
And then you got some ACOGs on some of these 416s here. You also have Golf Group over here, which is another French group. And otherwise, that is it. I'm not seeing anything else. Let's go ahead and look at everything here. Bomber location. Let's go ahead and look in this building, see if we can find him. There he is. I'd imagine that Bomberman icon on the bottom left isn't anything significant. I don't see anything. All right. But otherwise, let's see. There's a radio marker over here. I don't know what this implies. But if I tab out 1 second, let me check. Because I am trying to see. Let me just do radio. Let's see. Specialist. It is possible to locate the explosive specialist by going to the radio marker on the map by making an ace interaction with the radio. Once the interaction done, a marker will appear on the map. Okay. So they don't know where the bomber is right now, but they do show it in the map. So I'm a little confused with this. Because both of the objectives say an explosive specialist. So I don't know what the point of the bomber location is, if that makes any sense. So let me try bomber. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure it out as it goes along, because it just doesn't make any mention of it in the operation. But there we go. Mission has started. As people start to move out, we'll see who takes what specific assets. But otherwise, let me give a shout out over to the BLUFOR guys. Commanding appears to be... I actually have no idea who's in command here. I don't see any, two guys on their own. But we got in the Special Forces group, Joda... Here, I'm trying to look up here because it looks like... All right, so we also have some MRZRs in play. And we have some sort of scoped 50 cal car back here as well being utilized by the commandos. And I'll keep an eye on this chopper to see what pylons are enabled, but they might have some forces drive in just because aircraft are going to stay locked to prevent them from just going up and outright murdering everyone in a rush. But Joda leading the Special Forces group with TK, Llama, Brewer, Mafo, Ziki, and Ilbanek. Really good players in that group. Honestly, all of them are really good, and they're a Special Forces team, so we'll see what they pull. Kilo with Cheeseburger, Licardo, and Smiths under Juliet. Alpha has Ricky Sav, Rog, Carioca, Alex, Lux, Lacedemon, that's it. Il Pepe, Red Crow, and Sippo. Nari leading Dennis, Devil Hero, Abby T, Kelby, Carlos, that's it. Dream CZ, Zephyr, and Viper, all under Bravo. Charlie has Oliver, Billy, Pi, Edwards, and Ethan. Delta has Flip and Had. Plane is taken off. They do have, yep, AGMs. And rocket pods. Oh, that is beautiful. I'm going to love to see how that thing is utilized today. Otherwise, we got Flip and Had being one of the vehicle crews. This is for the CH-53. Actually, no, this is the 47. My bad. 53 is the big freaking gray tub. This is a Chinook. Otherwise, we got Mag with Manu, Rago, and someone else that I think just dropped. Coach with Matt, Grim. Oh, he's back. He was rappelling down and it took him away from my interface. Interesting. Otherwise, Coach with Matt, Gigam, Diego, Wonder, and Bat. The attack chopper crew is going to be Iluon with Nanard. I think I've seen a little bit of Nanard. Haven't seen a lot of this guy, but they're FAWR, and they do pack quite a punch week after week in OFCRA. They've been here for a while. Adamek leading Maddie, Malgrim, Sizagil, Kuwait. Why did someone... Okay. Kratz, Damex, and Jedziki. Lolo leading always... They have officer stuff here. No one else has officer, so I'm assuming command is Lolo and Always with Fox, Reverendo, and Racex. And I'm assuming they are part of the ambush group down here. But otherwise, we got BLUFOR setting up some Overwatch positions over here as well. And OPFOR already deploying everything down here. Got some motorcycles going. Another BTR being driven on the left side. Only with a few guys, though, per vehicle. So I think they're really focusing on just spacing out, making this massive battle line here. That is an interesting aspect. And then you got one of the techies that's come down here. They knocked a wall over so they could walk in. But otherwise, you have the tank, which is being crewed by the November team. So that's Royd, Andy, and Willie. Now, that tank is probably going to be hunted down by that attack helicopter. But you have the 2 trucks with AA capability coming around over on this side here. They might try to set up a hunting position or a blocking position to try to catch that helicopter as it comes around. You got 2 more cars driving around over here, and then you already have a force that's moved all the way down here as this 4-man team. So OPFOR is really branching out here in almost every direction conceivable from their spawn point. That's quite interesting. We're going to probably have a majority of the fighting over here. We'll see where BLUFOR trickles in. They're already starting to dismount way outside of the AO here. Some even going back to one of the previous AOs, which focused on this area.
Give it back.
So it looks like that's the sniper team.
It did.
But I guess they're ranging their weaponry or not, whatnot. I see some long range stuff, but this is quite interesting to see this level of ambushing. We got some more bunkers being dug around here. A little bit of a harsh noise there, but that's okay. I really like the entrenchments that are being made here. Obviously, you know, the ones they're digging are fine, but these ones that were made by the mission dev, I'm a massive fan of stuff like that. Otherwise, now we have the lull in the start of the game where everyone does their maneuvering. I like to divide OFCRA matches into 3 sections. Your first 30 minutes, your middle 30 minutes, and your last 30 minutes. Your first 30 minutes is your early game. That is dedicated to maneuvering. Sometimes you'll see some early rush fights towards the middle and center of your early game, 30-minute chunk of time. But usually it's dedicated for both sides to get a good amount of maneuvering in, and I think OPFOR is definitely capitalizing on that. BLUFOR, I have no idea what they're doing out here, but OPFOR, in a bit of a fear, is sending stuff around to potentially try to counter anything that comes in. So I get why, but at the same time, it's a weird call for both sides to be utilizing this method. We'll see how it all pans out. But otherwise, your next 30 minutes are your mid-game. That is usually where a big chunk of the combat happens. If there's little combat in mid-game, it's going to all be in a rushed end-game, which I always find really amusing because that's when both sides get super desperate to grab objectives, and you see some really weird strategies come in out of that desperation. But usually in mid-game, you have a majority of the combat. And then, of course, end-game. End-game is entirely determined by what happened in middle game, but it could really be anything. Usually at the end of mid-game, sometimes they have objectives that are only completable within the first hour of the hour and a half. So that's where the fighting in mid-game sometimes stems. But late game in objectives like these, where there's no rush to complete an objective by the end of mid-game, is usually where you see a lot of fighting in that end-game level. But both sides, because they don't have to rush, they're going to be incredibly cautious to move into objectives here, which is why you're seeing OPFOR doing such a massive line around. But this is quite interesting, because they're looking this direction. They might spot that truck. Let's have a listen. It went slightly overhead. This guy, he's not in his scope.
Juliet has an EGLA truck coming up to us.
It's really close now.
So these guys spotted it.
310, you say?
Yep. I cannot see it anymore.
What's going on there?
So this BLUFOR group has spotted it. I feel like they're going to come right up here. They're going to try to overwatch camp the helicopter, which is a really smart call, but on its own, not really smart to do without any escort.
I can hear it turning 330.
It's going below him. With this route, it's almost like they might be rushing to the airfield here, which, I mean, not a bad idea. I'm not sure if this is pulling away because they might have spotted people on the top of those hills. No, don't waste the AT, buddy. Not yet. You only got one shot of that. You want to wait for that if they actually come right up to you. But if you hear them stop, you might want to go down and find them and take them out. So already within, yeah, I mean, the middle of early game, we're having some early contact reports on each other. OPFOR showing their hand. Looks like they've got one truck going in. The other truck, I have no idea where it's been brought to, because I don't see it on the map. They were both going a similar direction. But otherwise, that's NASA's group. I don't know where the other one is at the moment. You have the tank also on the rear of this formation coming around. But no, they're definitely trying to use this to lock down the helicopter. And they're just trying to find a good spot now to camp the helicopters that try to push up, specifically that attack helicopter, which is a very, very smart strategy. The one issue that this truck might have is if it stops and they give time for the sniper, he could potentially snipe the pilot, the driver out. And they can do some pretty serious damage, but it looks like that Vic is now driving around on the top right side. I don't know if they spotted this team up here. I feel like if they did, this would be a pretty solid strategy for them to get away, because it felt like they were originally coming around to get up here. If they thought there were bad guys on it, though, they would have taken a wider berth. So I think they wanted to come up here, saw that there were people up here, and now they're trying to do a much wider flank around. But nothing would be easier to take out a helicopter than to, you know, come around over here, watch it lift, and then go. But I think BLUFOR, they know that there's an Iglovic coming around, so now they're starting to move their stuff. Chinook's going out. It's a maximum view distance of 3 clicks. And now the helicopters are pulling south. So I wonder if this car is just going to maraud around down to the south and try to find that attack helicopter, because they don't want to commit that attack helicopter so they can confirm that a lot of the AA is down, which is going to give this tank a lot of maneuvering room to go. I feel like this is a T-80, but it might be a 72. I'm not the best at PIDing between 72s and 80s, personally. That's just me. So these guys have to hear... Yeah, so they saw the Tiger move off. I think they're still saying they saw the Chinook, though. But yeah, no, this car is... Excuse me, this truck is literally going to try to hunt the Tiger down. Interesting calls here so far. So I wonder if BLUFOR has to use the radio to find the bomber's location, or actively... I think that's what this marker is for. Use the radio to actively find where the bomber is and intercept him, because OPFOR has the bomber's location automatically. Or maybe it's for both people, because this is to prevent someone from grabbing the bomber, pulling him in some obscure area that he's never going to be found, and then, you know, putting him into your location last second to prevent people from just, instead of countering that strategy, to just try to capture both sites, to prevent them from bringing people in. So instead, you don't have to waste manpower in doing that, stretching your forces thin and making it easier for your opponent to win. So I actually think that's the purpose of the radio, and I think that's a good call nonetheless. So talking about the special forces. So they just gave the call to drive towards the Chinook, which is moving over to pick those guys up. You got the Special Forces Humvee coming up north. You got these guys leaving that position. I think they're going to try to find this truck. I'm not sure if it was at an angle to be spotted. But yeah, these guys are going to just be dedicated to trying to hunt down the enemy's assets there. You got OPFOR slowly moving around. And BLUFOR setting up some pretty spaced out but decent defensive lines. Let's go ahead and have a look at what they're identifying from here. Yeah, so they're immediately crawling back. So I think they just got up there, did their little reconnaissance, possibly spotted a few guys right there, and they're immediately getting off that hill because they don't want to be spotted. In my opinion, if you want to do something like that, only send one guy up the hill to do the recon, keep everyone else in the riverbed back there, whatever, the little saddle, I guess would be the proper term, and then make a decision on how to maneuver. But by doing this big of a loop around, and we just heard, I think, a sniper fire. I think that was Skipu.
Ale oni są zamarkowani.
He's certainly yelling about something, but by having this much distance between all these forces coming around to get to this site, they're definitely going to try to prod in for weaknesses on where they can sneak a force closer to the ambush site itself to hit those trucks. Now, interestingly enough, some of the forces are dividing around. We had one group, looks like they came and checked out the village. But they're going to leave that because they don't want to hold it right now. They want to continue with the attack so they don't stretch OPFOR's forces too thin. And then we also have some people that have come around, and they're securing the bomber who has... I don't know if they moved him or he disappeared, which he might have disappeared, which means they have to use the radio for it. And that sound indicates someone died. Or someone being transferred back into the TFAR channel, because I don't see any skulls right now. Got this one OPFOR Vic over here. These guys looking around. I don't think they're aware that BLUFOR's trying to hunt them down. Otherwise, OPFOR's still trying to come around here, utilizing as much low ground as they can. But, I mean, BLUFOR, they've got a really good defensive line out here. A northern group, a western group, a rear guard group for command, with a vehicle to send in, with a crow system to cover their south in the open areas. That's really smart. And then a group right on top of the ambush site and a group right on top for overwatching that ambush site. It's a good call here. The one weakness, though, is you can destroy these trucks from afar with AT. And I think that's why they're also stuck right here, quote-unquote. And they're not movable because the ambush boxed them in. Even though you got a little bit of an opening there, but, you know, for the sake of game reasons. I like it. I like the story behind this. Some PvP AOs suck to attack or defend sometimes, but this one feels rather balanced because the specific AO placement here, there's a lot of roaming hills, there's a lot of way for OPFOR to get in here, there's a lot of ways for OPFOR to attack a certain position and then push through, but then BLUFOR to send counterattacks to. But with this size of force here, ooh, we also have the helicopter on station. And at max render distance, you can see it. Now, I want to get on this gunner's first person. November is where the tank is.
Bouge pas, bouge pas.
Oh, there's the AGM.
Oh, loupé. Bouge pas, bouge pas. Tu bouges trop, tu bouges trop. T'es à 100, mon viseur il bouge beaucoup trop.
I think he missed. Yep, it fell just short. Other AGM's going. Tank just fired.
Bouge pas, bouge pas. J'ai pas eu. Mon missile il est parti dans les choux. J'ai plus de missile hot. Je t'ai pas dit.
They sound angry. I think they burned both of their AGMs there and weren't able to get a hit. Now they're going evasive. And we just saw some gunfire go by them. Ah, there's an Igloo launch. You see that? So they immediately pulled away. But they weren't able to get the tank hit with those AGMs. The first one we saw hit forward. Tank pulled back from the looks of things. The second one, I think they had to abandon the aim on because that Igloo started locking on him. All right, now I got BLUFOR sighting things over here. I am going to go into T4 real quick and mute myself, because when people die, we'll start being able to listen to them. And in my opinion, nothing's more distracting than trying to give commentary and then someone yelling, "God bleeping damn it," because they got shot or something. It's happened a few times, and that's why I always reference that one example, because it's pretty damn funny. Ah. Chopper is engaging with its gun, I believe, to hit this tank. Meanwhile, the tank's just vibing. I have no idea what the tank's trying to do right now. It would be really funny if the tank fired back with its main gun. Otherwise... Oh, there's another Igla round going. And it's a miss. Chopper immediately dives to go low. That came from Quebec's position. So again, we saw 2 man pads in the beginning. And those are reloadable. They put a bunch of sandbags around here, chuckleheads. And they also have 2 trucks with sit-down Igla launchers. So... I don't know where that one trucks went. Ah. These guys got hunted down and eliminated by the Special Forces group. So yeah, the Humvee literally pushed right up to them and just massacred them all. And it doesn't look like they took any casualties on it either. So they completely caught these guys off by surprise. The Igla chair's down. There's a body in the driver's seat, and then there's 2 guys down there. Yep, so... As I said earlier, this combo of players is probably the deadliest of the evening right now. I think they just burned the rest of the ammo on that box to reload it. But I'm not surprised with that. Zicky got one of the kills. I'm assuming Brewer got... Yep, Brewer with that light machine gun just works wonders if it's a 249 or a mini-me. And then TK Llama also got a kill. So I think, yep, that was a 4-man group. One of them already left, and they're all pretty much dead. So we might have been on the Igla chair that got blown up, which is why the Igla chair was destroyed in the first place. So one of those trucks sniped. Now, I'm going to be honest, that helicopter's still pretty effective, but now that's lost its AGMs, it's going to probably focus a lot of its attention on the tank itself and not on the infantry. So we'll just have to see what they deal with. Dymus here, he's looking up in this direction, trying to engage forces from afar, really trying to fire at infantry all the way back here. He doesn't realize his rounds are going just short of where he needs them to go. You also hear sniper fire. Right here is this team's trying to pick people off. He's on no kills right now. Again, when we use this method to look into their scope, it's heavily inaccurate. Oh, he's out of ammo. Okay, I gotta quickly reload. I just heard an explosion down there. You're seeing the attack helicopter firing, but now it is bleeding altitude. Sounds like it's fine. But I have no idea why it went defensive there. I think because they were detecting another lock. I noticed when we're in their camera feed, I can see... I just heard another launcher sound. Now we're seeing it go evasive. I think I heard it explode in the distance. Iglas are very, very... I mean, you saw it last time in OFCRA with that 154 PvP on the jets. Like, you were right below the jet, and those things would still fly sideways. Now, it looks like that tank, I think, was hit by an AGM of some sort, because that was another launcher sound. I didn't see an Igla trail go up, but you got to remember, the French forces do have some AGSs. What is going on over here? There's some blue on blue. Pepe here has gotten a friendly fire kill on Sisgal. So a little bit of confusion there as BLUFOR shooting at their own line. And he knocked out one of the mini-me gunners. That's a little awkward. Now he's firing. Now they're full-on engaging each other. What is going on with that? So I'm going to quickly look through the AT markers here. So I want to see... I don't think it'll actually say who got that tank kill, because I'm not sure if the tank actually destroyed itself in that blast. Looks like it only cooked off with Ace. And they might be trying to look for ways to repair it. But because it didn't get destroyed, it won't give the point marker to the player, which means I can't tell who destroyed it. Instead, though, I could look at the type of AT weapon that they had. If they have that guided missile system, then I can concur that they probably use that to take it out. You got Lux up here, who doesn't have that system. Yeah, it could have been from right here, actually, because you got a great visual on it. I just can't seem to find anyone that potentially had it. But I know we saw one guy with it over here. It's an interesting call. So it looks like tensions there between those two BLUFOR garrisons have died down. You still have Pippi looking over in that direction. They're looting this guy's body, taking that machine gun. Oh, so when it's dropped, the stock folded in. So I was about to say, it didn't really look like the Mini-Me had a butt stock there, but it's a retractable one. Interesting. Now you're having some fighting over here. OFCRA try to put 4 men up in this area. They're doing a split. So one side is distracting. The other side could come around and flank. And now you got some long-range shots over here with, it looks like a static. Definitely some sort of medium machine gun. Either an FN Mag or a 240 Bravo, but it is scoped. So I can't do the zoom in for him, but he does have Maddie also ranging for him. And it looks like even then the shots are going a little above. Not doing too much. Looking back here, though, you have the helicopter. And it just flew right over one of the Igla chairs. Uh-oh. Oh, you gotta be careful, because if you fire, you might hit your... Oh, they both went out the left tube. And they... one missed, and the other one went right into the dirt. Wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that one, Chief, but okay. OPFOR looks like they're sending a few guys over to the BLUFOR bomber location for cashing in. Kropa, though, with a massive back cap. This is a Falcon level play on his own. The rest of his group all the way over here. He might come in and back cap command. He's also going to spot some of these BLUFOR guys over here. He spots a sniper team. Puts a shot overhead, immediately hits the sniper, but to no effect. And he's on the left side, so he is very exposed from this position. He's going to stay on the open side, too. Oh, now it's a Crow system firing. He's able to duck those shots, though. Bob and weave, baby. You hear the 47 in the distance. And it's landing. These guys have AT? Oh. Oh, the rotor's broke. Oh, people need to bail out quickly, because that's gonna explode. Uh-oh. I assume he hit it on the guard tower there. There's the explosion. Thankfully, everyone was out of it, so it doesn't kill anyone, but... yeah. Well, I'm going to credit that to the quick shooting of Ivno there, who's now admiring his work without ever having to pull the trigger. And he's very happy with it. Instead, taking some rifle shots, trying to kill Wonder there. But yeah, now this OPFOR team of 4 doesn't have the numbers to take on this force here. Ivno firing, I think, a smoke grenade. Yep, so to obscure their vision as he pulls back. Not at the best angle, though. And as I say that, a BLUFOR guy poking his head over with that FN Mag gets it taken off by Bicycle Man Shoot with that snipper rifle. Yep, so he's watching over that HESCO barrier, trying to see if anyone else pokes their head up. Sees a little bit of movement here and there, but that smoke is going to be obscuring his vision slightly. Let's quickly check back to the other team. Looks like Kropo was killed. There is his body. As to be expected, he was moving to more and more of an open area. He was going to run out of maneuvering room. Now, I'm a little worried, though, about this BLUFOR group because they are starting to get enveloped by that force that attacked on the left side. Just in my chair here. You've got the Overwatch group for the ambush site itself now turning and engaging the flanking force, though. And we do have quite a few people down here. Looks like one of them got hit pretty hard, but maybe brought back. I don't see a body, but a lot of bandages. And OFCRA now still with their northern guys on Overwatch here. You got the 50 cals. And machine gunners just bombarding this position here with high caliber rounds. A few hits to be had, but nothing definitive. Meanwhile, that attack helicopter now back on station. Still has its rockets. You got the pilot looking around, you got the gunner scoping in, trying to see what's at X-Ray's position here for OPFOR. They're down to 2 guys. You've got some bodies spotted in the open right there, but they're definitely looking. So I think X-Ray knows that this chopper's here, and they've decided to go in the buildings here. Hasn't scored any kills yet, though. But that flanking attack has been pretty much neutralized. So yeah, it looks like OPFOR was shot in the back by some of the flanking forces as well. We just had an RSHG round come in, but it was short. That is unfortunate. If they were able to get that over the fortification and into where a group of infantry were, they would be heavily damaged, if not completely eliminated. But now we're seeing some BLUFOR guys getting hit with GLs here. And they're fairly accurate. You got Carlos now routing. He's got a dead friendly right there. And this BLUFOR group might have to pull back if it continues under that level of bombardment. Chopper still staying overhead. It's maintaining speed to cut left and right, which makes it really hard for that gunner to engage. The best thing for the chopper is to fire from a stable firing platform. Looking back in that gunner's POV, he's like just checking every building here. Doing his best. Oh, he might have just spotted these 2 OPFOR guys. No, he does not. Oh, he definitely doesn't have any thermal sight there, though. Something was just fired up at him. Oh, he does an attack run! He lands the rockets north of the compound and on the building, but it wasn't low enough to actually hit the infantry. Did a little bit of damage to them, but it just wasn't enough. Chopper then dives around. Vexen, who is another really, really good player, was able to get Zephyr knocked out, but otherwise is limping back. But yeah, that RPK, I assume he has 75-round drum mags. Yep. He's going to go back and do some emergency bandaging. You got some grenades being thrown across the compound here. That's going to alert him that BLUFOR is trying to move up to his position, so he's got to be really quick with his bandaging. Meanwhile, OPFOR, I just wheezed right there as I was sucking in air. Rick, I have no idea what potentially hit him over at this angle. He seems to be in a position of cover. That is a weird thing to be down there. We just heard more AT fire. I don't know where it exploded. It sounded like it was somewhere south. Are you firing RPGs? They're not even going to get there close enough. They're losing all of their muzzle velocity. Despo, I appreciate you trying. And I think he backblasted himself a little bit, but that chopper has to be within, I think, 750 meters for an RPG to actually hit it. Otherwise, the warhead just self-detonates. Zephyr woke back up. Vex, I think, still on bandaging. Calling in something on the radio. Yeah, we got multiple bandages here. Another thing of bandaging going down. None of BLUFOR are close enough to hear that. Zephyr freaks out and shoots Dream. BLUFOR's really jumpy today. This is the second case of friendly fire I've seen. Wasn't expecting that one, Chief. Yep, so I think Zeph's gonna walk up and start bandaging. because that was definitely an accident. It happens, though. Alright. Sorry, I was writing something down. Now, meanwhile, back here, BLUFOR's been picking off more people. As I say that, Flip wakes back up. They're down to... Nope, the fourth guy went all the way over there. So how's Bicycle doing? He's on 2 kills and 1 aircraft kill. How did you shoot a... Did the game give him credit for the chopper kill? It had to, because they only had the Chinook and the Tiger. So that's kind of weird. But it looks like, yeah, he's been picking people off here. He's got another one that's wounded right there. Looks like they're bandaging him. Arago's also getting bandaged. So this is BLUFOR Garrison's pinned down by a sniper. They probably opened that doorway, and this guy got picked off right here. Because he has a great position to see that. He actually killed the BLUFOR sniper there. So someone's going to have to pick up his weapon. Meanwhile, I think the Special Forces guys are around here. They're trying to find that other truck. Wow. And they... Wow. Yep, the other truck was found and eliminated with extreme prejudice. And BLUFOR is now moving their forces up to continue. Ziki on 3 kills with that Scar H. And he's got a freaking... he's got a Leopold on that bitch. So he's pretty much turned this into a marksman rifle, and he is waiting them out. So looking at this group, Ilbanek on... no kills. Ziki on those 3. Mafo on none. Brewer still on those 2 original 2. TK Llama managed to score a second one. And Joda still waiting on his first. Who is going to get Fury, and who can Fury get before he perishes to that special team? Meanwhile, Urzado has come up. I see the bodies are gone here. Carlos is still up. Did Zeph? Yep, Zeph brought... Dream's body back as they were taking fire. I think that's the Lee Enfield gunner. Yep, so Despo, he's taking a different thing of our AT now. He has the RPG-75 in place of the RPG-7 rounds that he fired up at that chopper. And that chopper's still flying around here. You know, the fear of why people don't put PvP chopper attack helicopters down is they're really worried about the balance, but... I mean, this thing's been pretty tame. It's just giving people with AA guns something to do. Oh, they completely scuffed that rocket run. 1 round deflecting off the tail rotor. They might be out of rockets at that point, because they only have... 3, 4, 5, like 7 rockets per, and I think I've seen at least the first airstrike had 3 rounds. That one, I think, just had 3 rounds, so they might be down to 1 pair of rockets left over. We don't see them lining up a second attack run either. You got the 50 cals firing from the village area, because OPFOR, I think, is just moving in to take it with a few units. But OPFOR still have some groups in the far north, and their flanking attack hasn't really succeeded here. They managed to knock Zephyr out as Zeph ran back in. Carlos still on the flank, though. Could do some damage. He's out of GL rounds because he's down to a smoke round there. I think they're trying to debate what else they should do at this point. We'll see if Carlos decides to flank around. Vex on 2 kills now. But yeah, Carlos can come around, come from the back, and potentially shoot people on the rear. Zeph wakes back up. And that Tiger is still flying around like this. It's trying to bait out any additional AA to trying to engage it. You still have that Lee Enfield trying to pick people off, but it is unable to. By the way, if you see this, when someone disconnects, OFCRA's framework turns them into an AI. And then if you reconnect, it puts you back into the character that you were inhabiting. And I think Viper just counter-sniped Despo there with that, yeah, he's got an aim point there with his mini-me. And I think he just one-tapped Despo in the face. But yeah, Despo was literally on top of this hill, slightly exposed, head first. Not surprised with how that went. Now you have that Tiger firing down here. it's using AP rounds, because if it was HE, you'd be seeing a lot more damage, so it has to get a direct hit on these forces. Grenades being thrown in, Vex gets crippled, Urzi runs in. The best thing to take that chop route would be to fly at an angle right below it and then use an Igla. You got these two guys kind of waiting right there. They don't really know how to approach it. But again, that helicopter hasn't really been taking much away from the fight. OPFOR's attack still would have failed because BLUFOR has a really good security rush in here. The Overwatch team, I mean, the tank got blown up by the AGM, excuse me, not AGM, the anti-tank guided missile, the ATGM. Launcher that BLUFOR had, which I still can't find where the gunner was. I think they just fired, maybe had only one round in it, destroyed the tank, and then immediately dropped it because they didn't have any more use for it. Or he's just somewhere stashed away. But either way, I mean, BLUFOR, especially with that Special Forces group that's been hunting down the two trucks that were designed to try to hunt down the helicopter, they're all still up. Who got the kill? TK Llama. And his body's still right there, too. Ooh. So OPFOR running low on manpower. Their two saving graces right now is Bicycle Man. Well, he's not a saving grace anymore. Well, now is he? Oh, man. What did he end on? Only 2 kills, unfortunately. Wow. I just caster cursed the poor man. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's funny, but it's not funny, but it's still funny. OPFOR now rushing an additional force over on the opposite flank, maybe to try to hit the rear of the ambush site. And then Vex, who's unconscious on the wall. Yuri got hit. I think the attack chopper might have finally gotten something there. And you got Dream now. I actually can't tell who's carrying who here. It's Zephyr carrying Dream. Okay. Now you got the attack chopper firing at these two Vicks coming down. Ooh, he hit someone in the foot there. Disables that vehicle, knocks 2 people out. Pretty much smokes this force as they try to come in. And BLUFOR still haven't realized that that force is over there, but now we're seeing the Overwatch force turning. In my opinion, that's the first time the chopper's actually done something pretty significant for this scenario. We had an AA missile come in. Is that tail rotor hit? Hey, he's on 2 vehicle kills. Nope, tail rotor's still fine. I thought he might have gotten hit in the tail stop, but that's because the spinning of the tails are really, really low there. But, I mean, OPFOR have had every chance to try to shoot that chopper down, but they just haven't been lucky with the Iglas because, well, I'm going to be honest, the Iglas are a piece of shit. Vexen now pulling back. His buddy Yuri's still bleeding out back there. I think X-Ray have been a little ineffective in their attack. They started strong, but they needed something to push from a different angle, and they just weren't able to get it. A little bit of blue on blue at a few various areas, but it wasn't anything major. I think the other caveat of BLUFOR having this Crow system is going to be more deadly than the helicopter at the end of the day, because this thing is literally just a point-and-click simulator. Whew. But looking over on our map to do a time check, we've only just begun mid-game. It's only about 10 minutes in, but it's looking like a really strongly dominated BLUFOR victory here. We got some BLUFOR guys deploying on the rear, more Special Forces guys with the sniper team on the northern side to come in and potentially pick off OPFOR's position, so they got a lot of time to deploy. I don't think OPFOR's going anywhere there. And OPFOR, they're down to 2 people in this group. They also lost Ivno, who was their team leader. Looks like he tried to push in. He got 3 kills to his credit. They've done a significant amount of damage to this team here. Because look, they're only down to 1, 2, 3 guys on that group, and then they have another group, which is Delta. which is down to 2 guys as well. So for the credit of that 4-man team, they only took 50% casualties, but they were dished out at least like 3 times the player count here. So that's Ivno's body, but they got him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But one of them's technically unconscious, but will probably bleed out. So 2 deaths for 7 deaths. I mean, that's a great trade in PvP. Nothing to be ashamed about there. And they they got lucky and the chopper decided to goof itself, you know? But the sniper got the kill credit. So I'm really curious if this 2-man team is going to go for it. I think they're waiting on the outskirts right now, seeing if they can pick off anyone with the 50 cal. But if they keep trading like that, I mean, I think one of them will statistically stay alive and the rest of these BLUFOR guys will be dead. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, because in PvP like that, usually it's certain people carry with those high kill counts, then some people aren't able to get to that level, but it is possible. So where's Vex? Because I don't see Vex anywhere. So Yuri was part of his group. Oh, Vex got picked off back here. But by what? Maybe the chopper? No, he's only on 3 vehicle kills. I'm curious to know which, what was the 3rd vehicle he blew up, because they only blew up 2 of them. Oh, a 3rd one came up here. You got that, and then this one freshly burning. All right, I don't think it's really smart where if you see like if you see a burning fireball in the distance, you probably don't want to pull your own Vic up to that burning fireball, because then your Vic is also probably going to become a burning fireball. Well, that's just me personally. So there's a lead element up here for Papa. He got blown up by some really well-placed grenades there by BLUFOR. And now you got Jonathan coming up here on the flank, trying to assault this position on his own. He's been hit at least 2 times here, based on the blood pooling. Or he's been hit once, and he just hasn't bandaged himself in a while. And then you got Murdy and Azanor here, doing their best to assault that position as well, but they're just not able to get it. Ooh, we got another good player here, Bob Winchester. But he's pulling back from that area. And then you got the 2 OPFOR guys that are going to try to breach in from this angle, which BLUFOR isn't necessarily covering. Will Flip notice? He is the guy that got the kill on Ivno. Did he just see that movement over there? No, he didn't. That's going to allow for OPFOR to get both of their dudes in and take this to CQC. Oh, Kerrigan might not be able to climb over, though, because Gaydon had to climb on Kerrigan's back to get over. Or his enhanced movement might be bugged. But either way, you know, one guy, and BLUFOR's not expecting you. That could be the game changer here. We'll check back on that in a moment. Trying to look over here. We're not really seeing any lighting up here to indicate people are firing. OPFOR, I think, are trying to now maneuver this force at a different angle. They could still, with this AT guy, I don't know what type of AT he has because it's not showing. We just had a grenade get thrown. Looks like Gaydon threw a grenade. I think they're going to try to pull everyone's attention over here now and then come around and attack from a completely different angle, which would be smart. That would be very smart. You just had these satchels go off. I get why they did that, though. Because they don't have any eyes here. Maybe it's a bait play, so go around, hit that one charge. I think having some direct eyes on that position and then waiting for that to come in would have been better, but maybe because the grenade was thrown on that side, they're thinking, oh, the remainder are attacking from that angle. We don't need those charges anymore. I don't need to think about them. But blowing them early like that, don't wholeheartedly agree with, but that's okay. In the heat of the moment, it's really easy for a guy with a Skycam to nitpick. They got a 4th vehicle. Again, they're getting vehicle kills. They're not getting any infantry kills. They sniped this. I just heard an RPG fire. I have no idea where. We got smoke over here. It might have been on this position. Another BLUFOR guy just went down at that angle. Again, Jonathan baiting out these guys. Azanar got hit. Murdy has the RPG out. He's the one firing up at that group. OPFOR doing a large smoke push here. But they're trying to commit on the right side. Meanwhile, you got Bob still over here in the open. Now, this will give me a second to see what type of AT that Ezio has. He does have a reloadable RPG. I think he'll need either 1 or 2 RPGs per truck. But we'll see what he's able to pull with that. I don't see Bob anymore. I think Bob died. Bob is dead. Yeah. He didn't make it. What did he die from, though? Wow. Reverendo, he's gotten 4 kills right now, so I think Reverendo actually sniped him, because we just saw on the bottom of his scope the body. And he disconnects. Makes sense. So yeah, OPFOR still slowly coming around. BLUFOR has no idea where these attackers are coming from. I guess because Gaydon wants to stay with Kerrigan here, because Kerrigan can't enhance movement for whatever reason. So attacking 2 to 1, you know, 2 people going in would be smart. I'd argue, though, have one guy go in one angle and one guy go over the other, so you can maximize the angles of attack you do for such a minimal group. At least one guy pull the attention away of everyone, while the other guy then systematically eliminates them. Still hearing those snipers fire. Let's see it. He was leading that shot on that one guy, but he pulled back. He took some fire, so he's pulling back here. His shots were pretty close, but they weren't 100% where he needed them to go. I don't know, as a Fallout New Vegas fan, it's also a little nostalgic to see the Fallout New Vegas anti-material rifle in Arma 3. Which, granted, it's based off of a real gun. They almost always are. At least the ones that exist. But I just find it funny. So he's forcing these guys to do another smoke advance to move up here. But BLUFOR, I mean, just look at the charts here. BLUFOR still have a significant amount of their forces alive, and we're only in the middle of mid-game. More towards the tail end, actually. There's about less than 10 minutes left of mid-game, because you got to remember there's an 8 or 6 minute safe start. We're seeing some more flanking fire here. Azanor's still down. Jonathan, I don't see him anywhere. Yep, there's his body, so eventually that Garrison was able to get the lucky headshot on him. Now you got OPFOR's group right here firing at him, but these guys are then going to immediately pin them down. You know, I got OPFOR moving in. They've taken some grenade fire. They're fighting with Flip. Flip is a very good player. He's trying to maximize that lead. Manages to get one. That's Gaydon down. Pulls away before that grenade can hit him. He's got these 2 BLUFOR guys covering right here if Kerrigan decides to try to flank around and whip over. But yeah, I don't think Kerrigan's going to be able to do anything at that position, unfortunately. And then you have the special forces that are going to trickle in as well and reinforce that one position before they eventually then go in and eliminate the rest of OPFOR. I mean, with 30 minutes remaining and how BLUFOR's slowly reinforcing themselves, we might see OPFOR get close to wiped by the end of this. Still got this BLUFOR team back here. They're trying to find a decent sniping position. They got eyes because of those sandbags and that movement over there on where another OPFOR position is. They're just trying to find a decent sniping position to engage it from. Meanwhile, you have all these guys right here. A perfect spot to get sniped from. But Reverendo can't seem to find the angle. He just can't see him through those palm trees right there. Now you're hearing some suppressive fire on the rear. Looks like this OPFOR group has noticed this BLUFOR group and is trying to engage them. That's pulling their eyes away from this BLUFOR compound, but they're too far away to really do anything anyway. And you just have a few scraps at this point of OPFOR trying to hit this position. BLUFOR, I think at this point in this fight, outnumbers them 2 to 1, removing this group from the equation. Here, OPFOR has the advantage, of course. But the rest of this, BLUFOR just has too much of a number bump. But Murdy could change all of that. He has the RPK drum mags, too. So he has enough ammo to actually kill everyone up here if he consolidates his shots. A few well-placed grenades up here to soften them up and then push. I think he could do quite a bit. Get a grenade right here. Oh, Jadziek's moving away. Murdy gets shot by an Overwatch element on Bravo, and he's able to, Dennis calling it up now. I think Dennis picked him off before Murdy could get up there. So he systematically just saved this one group because no one was watching this direction. Great save there. But that is the advantage of having positions like these that can cover each other. So if one group has to do overwatching fire and look afar, the other group can watch them locally and cover them. And here's the advantage of that right there. Murdy could still wake back up. He was only shot twice. But Adamek now might be looking around after being told about that from his squad leader. And now you got the attack helicopter trying to pick off Pogo as Pogo's trying to fight God here. So he's all sorts of fucked up. His legs are crippled. He's trying to roll away, and he gets his head blasted in. That was the first kill officially by the chopper. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see like a pair of MiGs, not MiGs, excuse me, that's a plane. Mi-24s dogfight each other with nothing but the freaking chin strap 12.7 miniguns. That would be pretty dope. What the hell have they been doing back here? What is this? Why? It's your little bunker of I don't even know what the hell this is, but they've gotten hit a few times. You can see quite a bit of blood and bandages here. So I assume this is the CCP, and it just looks cursed because of course it does. Alright, so they're taking fire. Murdy has failed to wake up at this point. I don't think he is ever going to wake up. You got Kerrigan that's now pulled back, but the Special Forces group is now checking these buildings, looking for any additional OPFOR. Flip is now on the outskirts as well of the compound, trying to find that remaining OPFOR unit that he saw, or at least confirm the kill. And we'll be entering late game the last 30 minutes in just another 6 or 7 minutes. Overall, that was the ATGM launcher. So that's Ethan back here on this Overwatch area right here. So he's the one that blew the tank up, which was just up here, I believe. Yep. So from there, he definitely had eyes on this tank to hit it. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the assets are a little balanced in BLUFOR's favor between that ATGM launcher, the attack helicopter, and the Crow weapon system. I feel like the Crow system is unneeded. Even though it hasn't done anything this round, if it's put in a proper position to Overwatch, I don't think there's anything that could really work with it. You have an RPG that's going to detonate short. Yep. Still makes them freak out, though, because they see the launcher shot. But really, it's just OPFOR that's been unlucky with all the IGLA launches and whatnot. I feel like an ATGM on OPFOR's side, maybe the tank having a few ATGM rounds to try to shoot the chopper down when it's not paying attention might have been a better balance choice because, you know, the chopper also had its own AGMs as well to insta-kill the, the tank. But, I mean, maybe the tank was equipped with them and just didn't have it. You've got Timex here. He's sighting that helicopter. He probably still has IGLA ammo. Just might not be in range. But thanks to this escape menu script with long distance, I can see the maximum render distance that they all have in terms of being able to sight each other. I also feel like OPFOR, though, attack-wise, I mean, they trickled in one force with a bunch of units on Overwatch, and then another force with the units on Overwatch that, you know, Overwatch isn't even looking at this point. They're looking north. So I feel like OPFOR just didn't coordinate this attack properly. They should have had more guys attacking at once, which I think in itself is another reason why they lost, because OFCRA is usually a lot more defensive and reserved with its attacks. So that does halt a little bit of the aggression sometimes. You don't really see an outright swarm that you might see in FNF because it's a longer round. People are trying to think, you know, to the mid and late game. and you don't want to lose anything. Eaglet goes out. Near miss. But yeah, a competent chopper pilot can easily dodge an Eaglet, to be honest. The Eaglet has to get closer, which means in order for them to get closer, they would need like a 10-minute maneuver of pulling back and then completely flanking around where it is, getting to a position on its flank where it's not looking, and then taking it out, which I think was the whole purpose of the trucks. But the trucks got stuck over here, and OPFOR wasn't able to relay to the trucks to, you know, continue to pull south and come around. So, again, I think all of the assets were perfectly balanced for this scenario. They were just completely misused. The only one that I'm a little iffy about is the Crow system. I feel like BLUFOR had enough here without the Crow system in play. And granted, again, the Crow hasn't really been doing much, but that's because BLUFOR has had a much easier time with its defense strategy. If that Crow system was put on a hill over there, it could have easily locked down this entire area. Thankfully, BLUFOR is deciding to use it for more of a general overwatch, but I mean, now you're seeing that Crow in action just decimating people. Because it's literally a point-and-click simulator. You hit one button, it auto-ranges for you, and then you just have to do a few clicks until you get the right shot. In my opinion, I'd say Crow systems are probably the most unbalanced thing in Arma 3 PvP when you think about it. Because if you decide, hey, I want to put a plane down, or hey, I want to put a helicopter down, you know in the back of your head you probably need to have something to counter that. When you put a Crow system down, usually people treat it like another gun car or something, so they give the opponent something similar. But a Crow system, in the right hands, can be just as effective as an attack helicopter. It just means it has a limited vision. It's not in the sky, but it also, you know, in the sky, it would be more vulnerable to AA fire. So if you find a good position to move that Crow system to, and the fact that it's really mobile, because it's on wheels on a light attack vehicle, then it can be very deadly. The only way to really beat a Crow system is with long-range AT. Alright, so they did have a timer for the convoy, actually. That was mid-game. So, BLUFOR have the 3 points from holding the ambush site out of that 8-minute safe start. There's 30 minutes left in the round. I didn't know that. My bad. I thought they were all late-game objectives. So now BLUFOR is going to focus on regrouping, getting to the radio, finding the bomber location, taking the bomber, and bringing them to the bomber cash-in zone. It looks like Kerrigan was found and eliminated as well. And now that chopper's also over here just overwatching the rest of this area. These 4 BLUFOR guys, still pulling the attention away of these OPFOR guys, are now maneuvering in from a different angle. And I'm going to be honest, almost all of OPFOR's attack has pretty much failed here. Romeo pulled back. They were trying to flank. They gave up on that. But yeah, now there's no reason for OPFOR to do that objective because the time has run out. So I think what we're going to see is OPFOR having control of the bomber, pulling all their forces back and getting to the bomber location, or maybe holding outside of it and then only rushing it in last second, which leaves the question of what happens to the village. I think this force is going to fold in and hold the village, while the rest of this force grabs the bomber and moves it back there. Because now we're going to have to see OPFOR on defense, but with minimal forces. And I think BLUFOR will be able to counterattack quite well here. Or I guess not even technically a counterattack, because it's going to be their first... they're just going to be attacking. There's not going to be any countering. Because it's a new set of areas to attack and defend. So how quickly can OPFOR be ready to hold those objectives? How quickly can BLUFOR reposition its forces and maneuver? And what's going to turn around here? All right. So I'm a little worried because that vehicle is going to end up driving right into this BLUFOR team. Do they have light AT? They do, but the sniper isn't opting to take it out. Helicopter instead starts engaging. Mr. White gets into a firefight with the group of BLUFOR on the ridge. BLUFOR didn't take any damage. I don't know why they're throwing smoke grenades in there. I think that might have been one of Romeo's, but I thought I saw 2 grenades go out from this hill. And this OPFOR group is in between a rock and a hard place here. Attack chopper to the southeast. Fire team of BLUFOR on the north. Wheels are shot out. These guys are stuck. A thermite grenade being thrown in for some flair. And, wow, Smith's, well, no, Smith missed the shot. I'm sorry. I thought he got Mr. White, and I saw Mr. White's symbol go away. I'm like, oh, okay. Smith decided, it was over. But as I say that, Smith knocks him out. More grenades being thrown into the fray. Another follow-up shot right there. Whew. Alright, just watch to see where these guys would maneuver to. Looks like they're going to continue to give this spot a wide berth, though. That's going to allow the medics to come up, potentially get Mr. White back up. OPFOR maintaining this position. Their cursed little... I don't even know what to call it. Otherwise, I'm going to look back here. Again, the bomber started right there. He's now gone. Did he get teleported over here to the Bomberland location? Is that what's going on? Because otherwise it means OPFOR moved him. And we're just waiting for the radio marker to be done so this location, or excuse me, this marker moves to wherever he went. But BLUFOR are being quite slow to do a counter here. Still hearing that chopper firing down. I just gotta wonder how much ammo's left on it. Now, I could still see OPFOR winning this one, but they have to get into their defensive positions. We got one team of 3 entering the village there. This group, I think, is also going to eventually move in. We have some other forces maneuvering around. Licardo, he's in the open right here. He spots these 3. He's switching fire modes. Gets a headshot. That wasn't his intended target, though. The other guy ran in front of his line and actually, like, took the headshot there as Licardo aimed for the other guys. That was quite funny. What's that on his shoulder? Nappa. Will takes a shot in the leg. He's forced to crawl around. This group's still combat ineffective because they're doing medical. Managing to get Mr. White up. I think Manshot's a medic. Yep, there's the medical symbol. And they're just pinned because of that attack chopper. Another BLUFOR guy moves up on that angle, but this 4-man team is purely up here to harass. And BLUFOR possibly mounting back up as well. They might try to go to the OPFOR bomber location, knowing that BLUFOR doesn't have control of the bomber. Or maybe they do. I really don't know. But either way, you're going to probably see BLUFOR camp the OPFOR bomber site if BLUFOR doesn't have control of that explosive specialist. Licardo going very aggressive here. Royd, though, really great player. Trying to go aggressive here himself. So Licardo's charging Royd's position here. Stop short. Now you're seeing that attack helicopter firing at this position, and it just picked someone off. I mean, this OPFOR group's been here the entire game. At this point, I would say they're fair game to be engaged by the attack helicopter. If they kept the rockets, though, for a strike right here, that would yield some pretty nasty results. Meanwhile, OPFOR pulling 3 guys back. Who'd they lose? They lost Fleesh. Picked off right up there. AT beam fired into that complex as well. I think it was, no, it was Cheeseburger that got that kill. Actually, not surprising. Cheeseburger, again, one of the really good players in OFCRA. But Licardi gets flanked by that group and actually hit a few times. Royd went down, though, probably to Licardi's firing. Because OPFOR wouldn't have an angle on him. Ah, yes. This is, I don't even have words for that. But yeah, the attack chopper is pretty much cleaning house at that point, because this force has been camping up there the entire game. And I'm just... Normally I'd be like, that's kind of OP for the attack helicopter to do, but these guys have just not moved at all. And now they're bunching up, but you're seeing, yeah, they're taking direct hits from it, and it's not outright killing them. And it's just, it's crippling them, which is kind of funny. Oh, we cable tied him so we can move him quicker because he was crippled. Smart call. Murdy just bled out. I think they just double capped Riccardi. You got Cheeseburger on the assault now. On 2 kills. Zartek's unconscious. It's only Mr. White. Who's got that AK with them drum mags. But here comes Cheeseburger. He's going to spot Mr. White bandaging. And there's the spray. Another OPFOR team eliminated. And again, most of BLUFOR, I mean, only now are they starting to maneuver around. Out of the ambush site area. You can hear the chopper above them. And then the other force here, what do we got? So we have a transport truck with a few guys coming around. And then you still have the Special Forces team on the outside of this area. There's the 20 minutes remaining mark. Unsurprising. I think at this rate, BLUFOR is just going to be able to pick off whatever remains here. You've got Bialy and Lama heading up from the south here. But definitely the remainder of OPFOR's forces seem rather scattered here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 OPFOR alive. So if they take another near 50% casualties, it is going to be 2 points that they lose for that new survivor bonus instead of the supremacy bonus. Again, for those of you that joined us late, normally OFCRA has a supremacy bonus where if you knock out the enemy team to 5 or less players, you get 2 points. Sometimes 1, sometimes 3, but usually it's 2. Now they're doing a survivor bonus of if your team has more than 8 people alive by the end of the game, you get 2 points. And I think the reason they've made that change is especially after the BIA match last week where they've realized they're going from, 60 to 80 person matches now to not only the triple digits, but, 154 last week. This one was 122. And then the week prior to that, I think they were at 124, which was the amount of, an F&F round. So, no surprise there that they're having to change some of their rules to accommodate for the fact that they're having such massive player influxes, which is great to see. Yeah, honestly, because OPFOR was unable to eliminate a lot of the BLUFOR forces there and move into their positions, now the chopper is just kind of cleaning them up. MTLB, dude, just got sniped. The rest of them are loading into this Vic. That's just making them a static target for this chopper to hit. Oh, man. What a mess. See a lot of red stains in the back here as well. You gotta give them credit. They're trying. Chopper's not interested in that freaking 7.62 dinghy firing at him. pick off more of them. How many kills is that chopper on now? 4. They're deciding to pull back, though, because I think they were actually getting hit by that. I think it's 762 by 5.4 is what the MTLB has. All right, so Rizu moved up. Llama, I think, got taken out. Because he was moving up here, too. Ooh, man. Oops, my bad, guys. So we're down to 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Still on 15. Okay, I must have miscounted. Maybe there were a few people in the MTLB when I did that first head count. But yeah, BLUFOR still is... Still has a lot of forces here. So I'm willing to bet they brought this transport truck up because this is going to carry a majority of that force into a different position here. Special Forces still staying as a blocking position outside of that area just to see if any more OPFOR come around. And you've got this remaining BLUFOR team just kind of marauding around as well. Nothing really building on that. Okay. I'm an idiot. I just realized before this I should have taken some wonton wrappers out because I was going to make a Thai-themed wonton soup. And they're still in the freezer, which means I'm going to have to wait for them to thaw. And hopefully this will be the last match we record on a Thursday to stream on Friday because, you know, various things have stopped. But I just have to convince the OFCRA staff to let me do it because they like this system. But when this ends at about 5:30 in the evening, I have till about 7:38 to till my next thing with Pog. So I got, you know, 2 hours to make that soup. Wonton soup's not hard; it's just the wontons you got to do. Whew. All right, I'm gonna put my camera right here. I'll be right back. 1 second. That position. Oh dear. Yeah, they're running for it. I have no idea where they're gonna go. Less than 20 minutes remaining, but this is pretty much over. This is pretty much over. BLUFOR are going to be attacking the village. They probably won't even go for the bomber because they have the 3 points from the trucks. They can get the village at 6 points total. With the survivor bonus, that's 8. And even with the bomber in OPFOR's possession, there's no way BLUFOR can bounce that back. Now, I do appreciate the spaced out areas that were made here to try to help to hold this area. Also, I think I'm memory leaking slightly when I go down there. But yeah, that's pretty much over with. Now you have a sniper also trying to pick people off. Another really nice bunker right there. But yeah, they're just going to be doing Overwatch for the rest of this round here. Smith is on a kill with that sniper. It wasn't one of the guys that Cheeseburger ended up cleaning up, Mr. White, because they were able to bring him back. But no, he did pick off someone. And where's this truck now going? That's Flip with Delta and Echo and Alpha. So I'd imagine they're going to be doing a wide drive around to maybe pick up or link up with the Special Forces guys and move up to the Brain Bomber here location, or maybe that Vic has the bomber. I'm only speculating here. I'm trying to actually get some eyes in. I don't actually... Nope, there he is right there. So this is an escort group to bring the bomber back. So I think BLUFOR is going to pretty much score a full score here because OPFOR just unfortunately miscoordinated their attack in the beginning and just haven't been able to get a foothold since. So I guess let's watch the gunner here, see what he does. They're being very, very defensive with their ammo, though, which I do appreciate. He's waiting for him to stop. He's gonna fire at the guy digging the trench. In the face! Oh! Yeah, Nannert is doing a great job. He's hitting the other one. Oh, in the back! Yeah, I don't think the immediate reaction for you is to go up and hit the, check his body, dude. He dead. He freaking dead. Oh, God. They're like ants. Oh! Oh my God! This is horrible! Wow! God, when I show this to Falcon, he's gonna flip. He's gonna go, they had an attack helicopter? An OFCRA? It's like, yeah, it just murked 3 dudes. But it's because OPFOR, I mean, they had 2 man pads, they had 2 man pad trucks. They had a lot to deal with this one asset, and just a lot of it got intercepted, which left it to the ground-based infantry man pads, because the trucks got intercepted, because they were misplaced a little bit, and hunted down by the Special Forces team by BLUFOR. So I think just out of all the assets, again, BLUFOR just played it better. Oh, is he going to look right? Let's see that one guy out there. Oh. Oh, he gets another one! Oh! He's gonna see him ragdoll. Yep. Oh my God. It's a slaughter. It's just a slaughter. It's a super sniper. He's gonna wait for this one guy to come out. Oh. Oh, he woke back up. No. No, he's just a boy. Oh, he ducked it. He's gonna wait for him to go back prone. Oh my God. Please. Please, he's just a boy. Oh, it's brutal. He's just gonna wait it out. I mean, I think OPFOR is down to, yep, 6 dudes, so they don't have that number advantage either. And now BLUFOR is gonna make a massive attack on this final AO. OPFOR has only about 5 dudes remaining here. The glorious finale. And the chopper decided to show up. Rizbo, you might want to move, buddy. That one had your number on it. You literally... Rizbo. 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 I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. They're shooting. He still has no idea. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. Oh, and there's the attack. Oh my god. I don't know why I find that so funny. Just... Did the chopper just snipe him? Yes, it did. Oh my god, the chopper's now stealing the infantry's kills. Okay, now you have an AT fired in here. And the Crow system overwatching BLUFOR, which granted, OPFOR's knocked out a few guys coming into this push. They've also gotten some hits. I mean, they're doing well. It's just the chopper gives no fucks. The chopper does not forgive. The chopper does not forget. The chopper will not be satisfied until all of OPFOR is gone. And you only have Polish Pepe there cowering in a building. Oh my god. Three OPFOR versus 30 BLUFOR. Let's see how well this holds out. Carlos throws a grenade. That grenade hits Pi. Nubas in the trees. Get him. Yeah. Get him, Pi. Meanwhile, Flip for Flat takes him out. AT, what is going on here? Nubas in the trees. Nubas in the trees. Did Flip just grenade himself? Okay, Dennis gets him. Oh, man. Flip holding the building. Doing his best here. He's got 2 entryways to cover at the end of the day, though. Sniper firing again. Is it firing over? No, they're firing at friendlies. What? Guys. Flip just got hit by a grenade. They're still shooting at each other. Yeah, BLUFOR's been very blue on blue heavy here. Nubas takes someone out. And BLUFOR still has no idea. Chopper's now coming in. I don't think OPFOR's allowed to steal that chopper. Oh god, what's going on? Everyone is confused. What? Nubas picking people off. I think Lolo, did he notice where Nubas was? No. Oh my god. BLUFOR still. Holy shit, Nubas. He's literally playing everyone. This is amazing. Nubas is on 4 kills, but he caused at least 3 different blue-on-blue incidents in here. And no one has any idea. Meanwhile, those BLUFOR groups are still engaging each other. This is actually amazing. Oh my god. Do it again. Oh my god! Oh my freaking god! Oh! Look up! This is a common Scandi recon tactic and Nubas is literally taking it to the next level. Did Always notice? No! Or I gotta see this from his POV. Yeah, he's literally peeking out from the tree. This is amazing. This is actually amazing. Is the chopper gonna eventually find him? People are literally freaking out on where this guy is. And the sniper's still firing up at Juliet. Like, oh my god. This is incredible. What is this hold? Look, and he gets Always. BLUFOR held. Or no, excuse me, OFCRA has held BLUFOR on the outskirts now. I can't even begin to count the bodies here. Oh, Lolo. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! He's on 10! I can't believe this! It's over, but... I need to unmute.
There's no way, guys.
Don't forget to run the export.
GG to Nubas, GG to
Manshot, don't forget to run the export of
We
these.
killed many Italians today.
GG. How many people? Putain, le spot, fallait le connaître.
Carrément, je savais pas du tout non plus.
GG to Nubas, you played very well.
Putain, le QI, il l'a dépassé.
GG for Nubas. I could not see him inside the palm.
Ok.
Where he was?
Inside, dentro la palma, dentro la palma.
Ma perché è rimasto così?
No way.
Yeah.
And the BLUFOR team killed.
Je me remettre la M0.
Alright. I've never seen that in PvP, but that was honestly amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one.